Welcome back to Jams TV. Tuesday morning this week. We couldn't film yesterday. We can't film yesterday because we're working at a college and they don't want us to film, which is fair enough. So last week we did a kitchen. If you watched last week's video, so this week we're doing his living room, same address. Let me flip you around. So the media wall has been done. We don't need to touch that. So we're literally just skim this window wall round the door. And then that wall, and that's the other side of the door, which he had made from a double to a single. Oh, and then this wall. Then hopefully sort that out. Oh my god. So we need knock some beads on. There's only 3 in there. 1, 2, 3, probably 4 beads. Knock some 4 beads on, get uni-bonded, and let's get some of the pink stuff. Let's get it flirted on. So we've got a brew. I've got my beads on. On the camera again, Steve. So all my beads are on, we've just got a uni-bond. And my plan of attack, mix a big bucket, skim that, the window wall, this round to there, and once it's on, I'll lay it down. Now I'll look after it and get skim face to skim that wall, and that can live there. So we're having 2 gauges, 2 mixes, but in a gauge and a half, if that makes sense, so we should be home a bit quicker. Lovely jubbly. Right, so here we go, start lashing it on. Lash on the pink stuff. So I'm actually doing this wall now and the window wall, as I've said. Liam's behind me lashing some on. I think he's lashing the round the door on. You see here I'm sort of staying away from the angle there, and then I'll just go back in with a little bit of stuff neat and just neaten it up. So I don't put loads of stuff on that wall that's not being skimmed on the chimney breast. Watch them sockets. The sockets were live actually as we were working on. Nice, just nice, easy, spread it on. Lovely. Pick a rock out. Rock of Gibraltar in my stuff. Lovely stuff this. I actually mixed this one. Liam was still uni-bonding, I think. But I just decided to get a mix on. Couldn't bother waiting any longer. Just lash through nice and steady, get it nice and neat. Don't leave it too rough. Because you're over skimming, you never know if it's going to go off on you. But it's better if it's flat. If it goes off, at least it's flat. Around these sockets was really tricky. Just a matter of trying to get some sort of in and flat around it. Get it poked in with toe trail. Would have been far easier if there were no sockets. Could have just lashed up. Nice and steady. Nothing crazy, just nice and steady. Put some in. We'll always get it next time. You can generally tell if the walls are going to go off on you. It's you can always tell it's sucking like crazy as soon as you go back on it. Sometimes you can actually see that there's patches of it drying. It's not shiny, it's gone dull, it's dried. Nice and steady, nice and easy near the coving. I'd actually filled the beads out on the reveals and that before I started filming. It's a bit boring that bit, isn't it? Everyone's seen me filling out before, I'm sure. Bit of a jiggle technique, get it in right to the carving. A nice day this today, really. I'm glad I came up with the idea of sort of staggering 2 gauges. Because Liam has now come on, he's putting more on, he's doing more. My workload has kind of dropped a little bit. I don't have to sort of carry him. He's doing his own stuff. It makes my days a bit easier. So what it meant was, because Liam could do more, it meant that we could have this staggered gauge where I could finish the first bucket that we had and he could start the second one, and I knew that if he got in trouble I could always jump on with him and help him out, but he could at least manage it, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a full panic where he wasn't able to manage and I had too much on. So we managed to get it on nice and flat, get it to a point where I was trailing and just he could put the next bucket on. It saved us an hour really on our day. Bit tricky around the bottom of the reveals. The windowsill was glossed and there was lumps and everything all over it. It was a bit tricky. Just a build up in the corner of like gloss and stuff. Nice. Again, just being careful around that socket. Just trying to get it on as neat as I can. They were terrible, these walls though, they were all over the place. Whoever did them originally back in the day, flipping out, they must have, I don't think they used a rule, I think they just lashed them on. Soon gone down the bucket. It amazes me how soon the bucket just goes. You think, where the hell has all that gone? There was loads in that bucket. Right, this is laying in now. So I'm just spreading a bit, if you notice, I'm just spreading a bit of stuff, just get it on and then come back and just neaten it in. Just take my time and get it just neat. The flatter and neater you can get it, the better. The sooner you can get it flatter and neater, the better, I should say. If it's flat and neat when you come to start troweling, it doesn't half make the job a lot easier. You're not fighting with it, you're not splashing water everywhere, there's not all them horrible watermarks. You can see I'm just chasing the line away, put a bit of pressure on the back edge of your trowel and just chase the line away. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Cut, soon got on the window wall, it's cut to the window wall. Just lash through the top, nice and neat. Lay it in, another coat, just a thin coat just over the top to neaten it up. Lovely. Oh, look at that. Come away from the door casing, nice and neat. Chasing the line away, it's the same old thing really. I'm gonna have to get some new equipment, I think, so I can record myself as I'm actually doing the job. It would be a lot easier. I'm trying to think of things to say as I'm currently doing it. I've got to do the video, edit it, and then try and do a voiceover if I want to do a voiceover because the radio's on. Well, it'd be far better, I think, if I turn the radio off and actually record as I'm actually doing it. But that's the next thing to suss out on Dan's TV when I get some new equipment. Some new equipment. Running this radiator was an absolute nightmare. I really lost my rag with it at one point. Because as I'm bringing it along, there's a bleed valve at the other end. And I kept hitting it, and no matter how many times, what bang there, oh man, and it wouldn't fit that way for some reason. Oh man, I was losing my rag. Liam was laughing his head off. It would have been quite funny to leave it in the rant, but the radio was on and there was a song on and I wouldn't get copyrighted. So I couldn't really leave it on. I was doing some right effing and jeffing. Good job there was no one in. So I'm just showing you a bit of me actually putting on rather than the full hit. Rather than the full gauge, I'll just show you a bit. It is going to come to an end in a minute. That's that wall done. So these walls we put on first just need finishing off, maybe a trowel or two. So I'm going to do that. Liam is actually mixing another bucket now for this and for that. So we're sort of having two gauges, but they're kind of overlapping each other. Right, so I'm going to Nella this first bucket that we had. Oh man, my battery's flat. That was quick. I've just changed it, but it must have been flat. Liam has mixed up and put them two on. I've laid that in for him. So I'm going to Nella in the first mix. And then I can start putting stuff in the van while he just finishes his walls. So that's where we've had like a gauge on top of a gauge, or a mix on top of a mix. These are nearly done. They are done. They just need a quick naller, put a bit of a shine on them, and that's that job done for today. We've finished the first bucket. That's all finished off and polished up with the Super Flex. A bit of a slack there. Bit of spit and polish. And the second bucket, what Liam mixed, has had, what's it had? Put on, laid down and flattened twice, I think. But they are actually all over the place. Are horrible walls to do.
Not really the greatest one, this. It looks shit.
Well, you better get it fucking sorted. It's no good, all that. All right, I thought you'd not been over it. All right, okay. Lovely, lovely job. Turned out really well. Lovely customers. Plenty brews. And the plan worked a treat. He had all the sockets off for us. Made us plenty drinks. All cleaned up. And that's it for Dam's TV. If you like the video, hit the bell, like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.